Good morning, sunshines. It is Saturday, November 30th, last day of November 2019. We're going to go live in about 5 minutes. So if I'm just kind of starting this up so people can start getting logged in and enjoying this, we're going to go through at least one, maybe two scopes of work. We'll kind of discuss what's going on with these couple of houses. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. My family had to tolerate me, grumpy old Gus that I am. So just kind of working through it. Trying to get my morning tea on. I'm a late nighter, but not an early morning guy. See if I can get prepped for the day here. So what's going on with everybody else today? Nobody's logged in yet, so it's just me. I got to talk to myself, which is normal, but whatever. Got at least a couple of these videos we're going to do this morning. I got that house. We're going to go through that one. And I got this one. We're going to go through that. What's up, Frank, baby? Good morning. I saw you were on raid this morning. So, I've heard of bathtub gin, but this is a little crazy out here in the yard. Let's see what else we got going on today. Any crazy emails come through in the night? We get a lot of people who will call us for repair tickets, something they need repaired, and then they don't answer their phone. We text them, we call them, we leave voicemails, and they don't respond. And then they get mad. A couple weeks later, they're like, "Where is everybody? Why hasn't this been resolved yet?" I'm like, "Come on now." Because you didn't pay yet. Or let's see what we got going on. 3 more minutes. So what's going on, Frank? What's going on with your day? I got my industrial strength tea. Looking at my schedule here, I've got a bunch of houses that we're doing scopes of work on. Like 6 or 7 that I need to get done. So we'll do those over the next couple of weeks because we're pretty far behind on rehabs. You're driving. Where are you driving to? Oh, I guess you can't really type and drive at the same time. Make that boss of yours do it. Is your mom in the car? Tell her I said hi. Wish there was a way in this thing to. Oh, I can. I can see who's participating. It's just me and you, Frank. I can see the participants now. I know I was supposed to log in earlier, about 15 minutes early, and do this rambling on demand. I'm going to wave my arms when I'm ready to do the 5, whatever. 9:30 a.m. It's 9:30 a.m. Hopefully that was long enough for anybody who's scrolling through the thing. All right, guys. I'm Lee Smith. I'm Spouses Buying Houses. We are a property management company here in Indianapolis. I've been investing since 1991. Hey, Benjamin. Nice to see you. So I've been investing since 1991. Been doing flips since then. I did flips all through the downturn in the market. Became a realtor in 2007. Became a property manager in 2007. Mainly because I don't like realtors and I don't like property managers. Control freak. So anyways, so what we're going to do today is we're going to go through a couple scopes of work. These are a couple houses that we've got in our inventory. We'll just kind of go through them and see what kind of damage tenants can do. Let's do the intro real quick. All right, let's get to it. So actually we're going to do the other one first. So this house is one of the ones that one of our clients owns, and the person took off in the middle of the night. They were supposedly doing a bunch of rehab work. So an interesting case point about this one here is the fact that this property had a trustee. So the person who was living in the home had a trustee who was taking care of them. And it's very important that you guys make sure that you are trying to get as many responsible adults on your leases when you're doing them. Because in this case, the trustee signed the lease documents. So the trustee is on the hook. So the trustor, the person who was being taken care of, decided to skip town in the middle of the night. And so she blew out of town. And so now the trustee is responsible. I'm sure he's feeling pretty, what I want to say, loath about being responsible for this house. But as we'll see, there's quite a bit of damage to the house. So, you know, he wasn't doing his job, or maybe he was, or just didn't have enough control. I don't want to pass judgment. Anyways, let's see what we got here. Is the market harder to do flips in now that the market is hotter? Yes and no. Well, we're in the winter right now. So November, December, January, February, March are all... About the second week of February is the lowest point in the market. So if you're buying houses now, it's the time to buy them, rehab them, and then get them on the market in the early spring. But right now it's a pretty dead market. There's not a lot happening. In the rentals, people who are looking for a house usually need a house, and they're usually not good tenants. That's not to say that all of them are that way. That's not the case, because we still fill vacancies, but it's just a tougher market right now. But you know, in the spring, especially when the kids are out of school, you'll see a lot more houses selling and stuff like that. So yes, you can still do flips in this market. Yeah, there's flips are still hot. It can be done during this. You know, the summer vacation is the best time to sell them. You really got to be on your numbers when you're doing a flip. I did flips all through 2007 through 2010, even longer than that, obviously. But I still made money on them. But you got to really know your numbers on those houses. So anyway, so let's jump in here real quick, and we're gonna start doing this house.
November 2019.
So right now I can already see we've got a bunch of marks and craziness up here on the front, and this window is busted out.
New
The screens
screens,
are busted out.
windows,
Which is interesting because this
gutters
house
need to be clean.
has central air. We've also got this big huge tree up here is dropping all these leaves on the gutters. So when we come through and we fix the gutters,
So gutters.
we're going to have to, I'm going to install gutter guards on this house just because it helps keep the leaves out of the gutters. And then that helps
Metal.
keep
Yeah.
our
too worn out on this side.
Yeah, that's
a lot of stuff.
one thing here. I want to show you this here real quick from the back. See these marks down here low? A lot of that is mower and weed whacker, weed eater, whatever you want to call it. That's what causes all this damage down here. Somebody running their mower along here and just grabbing it all up. A lot of dings and dashes all along here too. This is I think the north side, so this has got problems. Right. See, here's all the trash in the backyard.
So I'm just gonna go around the other side. See if I can get around that way.
So again, a lot of these windows are missing screens, which is interesting because there's no central air, or there is central air on this house. Oh, maybe missing that in there. Hold on, wait a minute, go back a little bit. Oh no, that's the little section there. And as always, we need to run our gutters away from the house.
Not too bad on this side either.
Even on a
Windows
slab,
look good.
erosion can cause problems.
Might need some new seals or something.
Should caulk the windows. The screen.
Screens, sorry.
That's what it is. Good seals. So we're gonna have to repaint this front exterior. Here's the inside. She left us a bunch of trash. We got a bunch of trim busted up around the door, assuming that's from a dog that she quote unquote didn't have. Of course, he doesn't have his flashlight with him. But you can kind of see the staining on the walls pretty heavily here. This whole house is going to need to be repainted. You'll see here in just a minute. Here's one thing here. See this little line up here in the ceiling? I also saw it back here. See it right there? So I'm going to have one of my guys climb up on the roof and double check and make sure that the roof is still good, that the flashings are still good, that we don't have any leaks.
This light switch doesn't work right here. You have to use this.
Got a pull cord light. That's not that rare. It's pretty uncommon, is that what I want to say. Here's the kitchen here, but you can already see, look, the paint here, and the paint over here. It's just kind of a big mess. Paint here.
Just finish up painting, sanding.
Light switch covers missing.
I don't have my light on me today, but it doesn't look too shabby under here. This up.
Yeah, missing switch plate or outlet cover. That's the wall the refrigerator is supposed to go on, I think. So we got some caulk needs to be gone down through here.
These are not.
Look right here. That's all bashed in. This stove cover.
Not bad.
The vent.
Just gotta show that they all work.
Nice black garage that we can't see anything in.
Kind of hard to see.
Yeah, it is kind of hard to see.
Everything was good in here.
See those doors here? They're all busted up, ate up. Those are bifold closet doors. So here's our furnace and our AC. Yeah, that door's not salvageable.
AC and water heater. Small patch ups on the walls.
These are kind of the tub inserts that I like. They're a lot bigger. They're more rugged. I know I should buy him a flashlight, shouldn't I? But they're a lot more easier to maintain than your traditional cheapy surround.
And this here, it's always been like that, but it doesn't stick. I was gonna throw some like.
So this is a all-in-one vanity. Is what they're basically saying, that it was having some issues here. So we just need to basically resecure that vanity, or replace the vanity.
Yeah.
Right, but I don't know if that's what it. When I tell you I've been busting my ass over here, dude, I swear.
But see how these are more kind of tongue and groove here versus the ones that just kind of overlay it and they're just glued on the wall. I mean, this is glued on, but it's a little bit nicer unit. So anyways, but you can start to see we got to make sure that the caulk is right, or that the lip, there's usually a lip on these tubs that come up and under, and then this goes over top. But on the cheapies, they're not that way.
Maybe reclock the tub, scrape that off.
See all the little nicks and knocks in the walls that have been quote unquote patched. The flooring's gonna have to be redone throughout this house. I don't know if you saw that or not, but the carpets were all tore up right there. Needs closet doors. There's no closet doors. There's several doors that are going to have to be replaced. Look right there. Look at that big damage right there. Somebody just hit the wall, I guess. Yeah, see how the floors are ate up? That's probably from a dog. No closet doors. Again, those are probably those closet doors that are in the laundry room. A nice paint job there. I don't know what that is.
Closet.
Yeah, the walls need to be touched up, painted. Or not touched up. They need to be repainted, patched and painted. Light globe is missing. We tried to do a patch there on the wall.
Door can be painted. Just these touch-ups, paint mostly.
Touch-ups and paint. Nope, total repaint.
Head out the back.
You open the store?
Yeah. Thank you. This dirt page looks good.
So we didn't get a lot of the backyard, but that kind of shows you where we're at on that house. Let me pull up my scope of work on this one. Oh, I keep forgetting. All right, so I'm not supposed to see that. So several screens need to be replaced. Gutters need cleaned, installed gutter guards, so it's about $500 there. Pressure wash the exterior. We saw the mold on the side of the house. Flip-flop my screen, so I'm struggling a little bit here. We got to trim up some of these trees and whatnot in the yard. Hopefully we can get you want to keep these trees off of the house. right? You don't want them dumping leaves on the roof because that deteriorates the roof a lot quicker. And it's just hard on houses. So you want to try and keep the trees from shedding on the house or even touching the house. You don't want any shrubs or anything touching your house because they wick moisture into the house, and that just causes a lot of issues. So remove trash inside and out here. You all saw the trash everywhere. That might be a little light for that number. Replace the front picture window. Remember that had cardboard over it, so I don't know what the deal is with that, so we'll have to look at that. Plus the screens need to be replaced, which we already put in. We're going to paint the front and the rear exterior. I don't know if you saw it in that one video, but the back of the house had a bunch of crayons and kitty cats and everything else. Somebody was drawing all over it. So we need to paint front and rear exterior. Now here's one thing. So the front is probably for us to pay, but the back, where you got drawings all over the house, then that's probably going to be for the resident that we're actually evicting. So this is a good point. We ended up having this person left the house, abandoned the house, but in order to get judgment, we're basically just better off to file an eviction on her, and then we'll get a judgment. So anyway, so here we've got the paint the back, replace the trim on the front door. Remember where the dog had attacked the side trim? And then we got to repaint the interior. And there's basically, we're between 100 to 150 a room. This house is in pretty rough shape, so we're going to say 150 a room. So you got 3 bedrooms. You've got living room. You got kitchen. That's 5. You got that laundry room. Let's say that's 6. You got a long hallway, which is kind of like a half. So it's, half for the laundry room, half for the hallway. And then we got the other half of the hallway and then the bathroom. So you got about 7 rooms there at about $150 a piece. So it's about $1,050. There might be some heavy trim, so we might upgrade that to like $1,200. Replace the stove vent hood is probably going to cost $150 by the time you figure in labor and materials. Repair and replace several interior doors, closets included, probably about $500. You're talking about between $30 to $50 a card. A door card. So there's several that need to be replaced. I'm going to say we're going to probably end up replacing that bathroom vanity. And then we're probably going to have to do the flooring throughout. That house is about 1,100 square feet. So about $3 a square foot. So it's 3,300. Miscellaneous. This house is in pretty rough shape. So I'm figuring a higher miscellaneous to get rent ready. And then a final clean is $250. And again, I do the $250. My guy, he's a little high, but he's a good job. Gets it done quick and, painless. All right, so let's add it up, shall we? Shall we panic at the disco here? I screwed up my screens. Let me fix that real quick. Hold on. All right, here we go. And it's not $19,000 worth of repairs. Where are we at here? All right, so we're at 250 plus 500 plus 250 plus 500 plus 500 plus, 350 plus 500 plus 150 plus 1,200 plus 150 plus 500 plus 150 plus 3,300 plus 1,000 plus 250. 95.50. So almost 10 grand worth of damage. So this is the reason why we're evicting instead of so we can go straight to judgment. So I can do an eviction. It's like $335, $350. That doesn't include all the other inside stuff that we have to do. And then I get a judgment as part of that deal. So we're gonna have to go to court. We're gonna have to evict this person. We won't be able to touch this house for the 30 days while we're doing it, but of course it's a holiday, so it'll be even longer. So anyway, so we'll have to evict her, get the judgment on her, and the trustee. And my phone's going off. I should have shut that off. Let me see if I could shut that off real quick so nobody has to listen to that go off again. Do not disturb, baby. All right, so $95.50 is what we're looking at. So definitely going to have to evict, and we're going to have to get a judgment on this person. We'll probably, I don't know if we'll see the money or not. Hopefully we do, because I don't want to eat this. But, you know, whatever. So that's just one deal. All right, now let's go back and do the next one. This one, I have not seen this one yet, so I did not create the scope of work. So you get to listen to me click and clack while I watch this one. So this is a property that we had sold on lease option. Typically, I like to do lease options. So what we do is we'll sell rent to own, basically. We'll sell it on a lease option for 30 months. Over that 30 months, they will prove that they're going to be good payers. At the end of 30 months, if they've been paying on time, then we will convert to a note and mortgage or a land contract. Typically, they put $3,000 down, sometimes more. And then, you know, we usually will roll it out over 10 to 15 years so that they'll own the home. Usually it's market rent rate. They'll own the home in 10 or 15 years versus renting for the rest of their life, right? So anyway, so this is a house we sold on lease option. It ends today. Today's the last day, but we've got word that or they didn't pay November's rent and couldn't get a hold of anybody, so we went over to do a health check, and nobody was there, and looked like the door had been looked like the house had been ransacked, but looks like it was in pretty rough shape anyways. So let's kind of roam through it here. Let me fire up my scope of work real quick. All right, let's do this bad boy.
November 21st.
Anybody want to make some bathtub gin?
2019. Okay.
I'm a little scared to see what this house looks like. I mean, I'm used to it
As
now,
you can
but
see, there is a lot of junk and stuff laying around the house, interior and exterior. Looks like the drip edge is in good shape. There's our door to the inside, the front door. Sit on around.
anybody need a baby mattress?
Okay, probably gonna need some new metal pieces down.
So see here, we got this trim is gone, so we'll have to get some new trim brought in, put in on that. They've got these windows are what do you call it? Storm windows. So we'll kind of work through that. Hold on a second here.
Here, maybe replace this little cover for the basement window. This one too. We've got a new extension piece. This gutter might need to be replaced right here, because you can see it's starting to come out from this side. It needs to be re-screwed in or redone completely. These I think they're going to need new screens or maybe a new window. This panel right here is broken. Here's this thing, this is the light goes like that. Here's our second side door. Could use some paint. And this does not latch. And it does not have a window or a screen right here. We have a little side or back entrance area.
Another tub. I don't think this house had that many tubs.
Right here, looks like the window's broken on the inside. Yeah, this is gonna need another another window. Backside, the back windows look good. Maybe some new drip edge, not drip edge, but the gutter piece. I don't know if this goes underground. It looks like it. These might be good, actually. This is good.
Another recurring issue we see here is the north side's got
Back window.
a little bit of mold
Side
showing
window.
up on it. So we need
Side
to-
could be pressure
Man,
washed.
several windows are busted out. Jeez,
That window is broken as well from the inside. This is gonna need a new screen. New screens, new windows. This has no window right here, no window whatsoever. This needs a new screen. And that one looks like it's in good shape, so gonna head around to the front, head on in. I'm just gonna make this probably a 2 or 3 parter.
Look, you can see. Oops. Did we end already? I guess we did. I was gonna say.
This 2 or 3 parter.
See the gutters back here; those need to be fixed as well. All right, so let's go to video 2.
Okay, we're back at the front, head on inside. Actually, look at this window. This is gonna
See, the storm is starting to separate here. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. It's starting to separate from the house. We'll have to reattach
need to
it.
be fixed. The side of the window where it hangs off right there, as you can see. This door is okay, I guess.
Ugh.
Shuts and
Welcome to the
everything.
world of rentals, folks. So we got to repaint the interior. We got to do flooring probably throughout.
The walls are gonna need to be painted, I'm sure, in every room. So do a quick little walkthrough. Okay. Our ceilings look good. They need to be cleaned out. The carpet is absolutely disgusting. This may or may not need to be replaced unless someone's going to clean it and refurbish it. They need to be painted
My
in
cleaners
here.
can do miracle work, but not this much miracle work, I don't think.
Big black spot right here. It's all gonna need to be painted. There's no slider right here. Need to be painted in here. There is no faucet right here. So this is not a working tub. The ceiling. There's also no door to this bathroom or to this area. And this door shuts. It's gonna be painted. colorful. This is gonna need patched up and fixed right here. Little side area. Here as well. Paint. Okay. Gonna be painted. Closet right here that's full. Head on this one. It's gonna need to be painted and cleaned out. Fire alarms, smoke alarms, blinds, new window. The carpet in here doesn't look too bad actually.
If I'm replacing the rest of the house, I'm going to replace the carpet.
This trim's gonna need to be painted or replaced. Okay. This door shuts and locks fine. And this has stuff behind it. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to close it or not. Yep, closes. There's this little chalk area.
So 2.5 years ago, this house was pristine.
And be painted. There's a kitchen room in there. This room's gonna need to be painted. The kitchen.
Pick up. Several doors replaced.
Our sink looks nice. The countertop looks good. Don't look too bad. Here's our basement. I'll get down there here in a second. Sanded down and painted. Got this room area.
Another door needs to be replaced. Another bathroom.
Stand up
Where'd all
shower.
these tubs come from in the yard?
This is going to need to be cleaned or replaced. Toilet seems sturdy enough. You got these little stand-up things, these hanging things. It shuts, but there's a hole in our door right here.
Nice.
This room's gonna need to be painted, cleaned out. This area looks good where the window is. Just needs to be cleaned.
Well, you need to kick that window
Closet.
out, boy. We can't have anybody being
And,
spoiled.
breakers in this room. There's this little back area. It's not in too bad of shape.
Didn't even go into the garage.
Closet area.
You gotta bear in mind, we don't even know if this guy is quote unquote out of the house yet. His lease option ends today though. We posted notice on the front door, basically that we felt the house was abandoned. So we'll go back tomorrow or Monday and see what we see.
sure if you can see, but it's looking a lot like the upstairs. I forgot to bring my light today.
He always forgets his light. I'd buy him a light, Frank, but he'd probably leave it somewhere.
Winterizing.
Nah, he's a good guy. He just forgot it on a couple of these. So, all right. So I guess, what do we do with a house like this? Well, obviously we repair it, but it's November. My crews are tied up massively. We winterize it. And then seal it up, board it up, fix up what we can. Probably we'll go and we'll yank all the windows out and we'll board them up, the ones that are busted or whatever. We'll board them up because it takes about a week to 10 days to get windows done on the double panes. So we will go through that. Now my list is probably a little incomplete here. Exterior and interior cleanup. There's probably, my guy's got like a 20-yard trailer that he does for dumpster. So I'm going to assume that there's probably $1,000 in cleanup here. Clean out, just getting rid of all the crap and all the trash and all that stuff. But it may be even more than that. I'm going to put in $1,250. I'm going to budget for. Clear up the brush around the AC. That shouldn't take long. I mean, the guy who's doing the cleanup can do that. So we'll just kind of add that into this up above here. Trim around that southeast window we saw at first. The trim was bad, so we have to get that replaced. So about $150-ish. Repair the gutter, so it's $250-ish. The screens is probably $250-ish. That house does have central air though. Again, repair, replace windows as needed. Oh boy, this one's a toughie. There was a lot of windows out, but several of them are older windows, which are easy to replace. So I could probably get those done for $50 to $75 a piece. The newer stuff, the double pane stuff, that is, you have to get that done. That takes a week to 10 days to do. And so there was like 2 or 3 of those. Then it probably $100 to $150 a piece to do those. Well, I mean, it's like $70 to get them fixed, but then I got to send a guy to take them there and bring them back. By the time you get done with that, you're probably into $100, $150 a piece. So I'm going to probably say we got probably $750 and, maybe $500 in windows. Hanging, there was an exterior light. Here I am at the beginning of the video. I'm writing out little stuff, right? And then towards the end, I'm just in awe. Even after so many years, I mean, I've seen this before. I mean, I've seen worse than this before. But, you get to see, you just get used to it. But you get in awe at first when you're first looking at it. So, I mean, that's miscellaneous. I just put down in there. Repair storm doors on the south side. One thing I didn't even get to see inside the garage. So this may even go up to $1,500. So let's actually just budget for $1,500 for clean out. Repair storm doors on the south side. There's probably $250-ish there. It's probably just better, cheaper, faster to just replace the doors. Repaint interior. Okay, so there is, you gotta remember the rooms here. There's the 1, 2, 3, 4 for the living room, 5 for that extra bedroom, the little hallway. There's 6 for the kitchen. There's 7 for that little room between the kitchen and the back bedroom. 8 for the back bedroom. So 8 rooms. I'm gonna say it's at least $150 a piece. I'm gonna add in. We're gonna repaint the kitchen cabinets. So it's 9 times 150, $1,350 for repainting the interior. Replacing the flooring throughout. This is not going to be cheap, kids. Let me pull that up and see how many square footage this house is. Let's see here. Well, according to the one sheet, it's 2,200, but I'm assuming they're figuring in the basement too. Let me pull up the MLS sheet on this one. Hold on. Not wanting to give you guys addresses on this stuff if I cannot at all manage it, so that's the reason I'm being a little secretive on this. So it's 1,290 square feet upstairs, and then 912 basement. So 1,300 square feet. So we're at $3,900 in flooring. Several interior doors need to be replaced. I'm gonna say it's about $500. Oops, is that a Freudian slip? We'll just leave it at $600. Let's see what we got here. Place shower hardware. I'm gonna say it's $250-ish because it's probably about $80 to $100 for a new shower head and all that sort of stuff. I'm not sure what we're dealing with. Luckily, it's an open basement underneath it, so we should be able to get some of that figured out. So it's probably $100 for that. Another $150 in labor to install it all. Replace blinds, miscellaneous. And final clean. Miscellaneous. This one is probably going to be, I'm going to figure $1,000. So like blinds and then like exterior lights and interior lights. We may want to add in a little extra. I'm going to put this up to $1,500 because we'll probably go through the basement because I saw that the basement was starting to kind of strip out a little, or what do you call it? There's obviously some moisture in this basement, so we need to maybe see about maybe we'll repaint the walls down in there. So where are we at? 1,500 plus 150 plus 250 plus 250, 500 plus 250, 1,500 plus 3,900 plus 600. Oops, not 10,000, 1,000. It's about 10,400. You kids thinking to yourself, wait a minute, the first house we saw wasn't in as bad a shape as this one is, and this one's about the same price, $1,000 difference. I mean, really, when you boil down to it, I mean, this what some of these houses are is, it's basically just, flooring and repaint. So clean it out. Once you got it cleaned out, then you got a whole different ball of wax to deal with, right? And it'll look totally different. In fact, once we get this ironed out, I will do a video where I'll have my guys go through and clean it out, and then I'll have them shoot a video after that, or I'll shoot the video after that. So we can see what a house looks like once it's been cleaned out. With that much trash in it, you're just overwhelmed. You're in awe like I was. You're just like, wow, But once it's cleaned out, you'll have the flooring up, you'll have all that stuff, and you're back to kind of basically a square slate, or what I want to say, whatever. I forget what that phrase is. Anyways, so you'll be able to see what you got. So then, once you've got the floor, the old flooring, and then the house is cleaned out, then you're to a point where you're just going through, you're putting in new flooring, you're repainting all the walls, you're fixing the plumbing that needs to be fixed, other little miscellaneous stuff. I mean, I'm pretty sure that roof was pretty new. I think we put it on like 5 years ago. So that roof shouldn't have any issues. The HVAC, it's a central air and furnace, so maybe we got to service it, but it should be in pretty good shape. It was still there. We got some window issues, but we're fixing those. The Bain systems, electrical wise, I didn't see anything that tells me that, they were ripping electrical out. Now we need to go over and better secure this property. But that's kind of where we're at. And then plumbing wise, we saw some issues in the one bathroom, but I don't think, even if we have issues, it's pretty easy because we've got an open basement, so we can get in underneath. So it's not in that bad a shape when you really think about it. Now, nobody wants to deal with this crap that I'm going to have to deal with on it, but at the same time, it's not horrible, right? We could fix this. The neighbors will be happy because we're fixing it, right? And then, so, a couple of strategies we could do on this house. We could clear it out, get all the trash and all that stuff out of the yard, out of the house, and then we could sell it off to an investor, right? Maybe do seller financing on it for an investor. or to an owner occupant, somebody who will go in and they'll fix up the walls and they'll paint it and they'll put the flooring in that they want, right? So we could we could sell it that way, right? Then that would eliminate a lot of our costs. We got $1,500 in that, in exterior and interior cleanup, and then a lot of this stuff goes away, right? Maybe we'll do the fix the shower hardware, so we got good plumbing, so we got main systems are there, roof's good, windows are good, we get those fixed, so we got windows. Whatever I said there, $600. Nope, that was interior doors. That's high, but whatever. So we make sure the roof's good, we make sure the windows are good, we make sure the HVAC is good, we make sure the plumbing and electrical are good, and then we should be in good shape. It's a decent house, right? And somebody else can do all the cosmetics, because clearly the cosmetics are what cost us all this money, right? All right, so let's just look at this. So interior and exterior cleanup. So let's just highlight this bad boy. Interior, repair gutters. We'll do that too. We'll figure that into our numbers. We will, because we want to fix the stuff that's going to hurt the house the most. Repair, replace windows as needed. Repair storm door, nope. Repair, nope. Flooring, nope. Several interior doors, nope. Replace shower hardware. Yep, we'll do that. And then the rest of the stuff we'll just kind of leave. So these are the 4 items we got, right, that we're going to do. So $2,500 versus over 10,000. And then we can sell it again on to an investor or to a owner occupant, because I mean, they'll need to put in flooring though. So, but several people will do that stuff. So anyway, I mean, it's just, those are some of the options on that one. Let's shut that down. Do you want to run some numbers? You still around, Frank, baby? I see you still online. Benjamin kicked off early. But that's all right. I don't blame him. I got stuff to do too. We could run numbers on the first house. Give me a second here. So let's say that first one, I got to pull up my numbers here. Hold on, give me a second, guys. Sorry. All right, so let's say we rent that first house. This is the Monterey house. The first one was like $9,500 that the trustee and the trust door skipped town in the middle of the night. Oops. Yep. Okay. I figured it out. All right. So we could probably rent that house for $750 a month. Taxes on that house, excuse me, are $1,356. Oops. Property insurance is $550. So that means that our net operating income is $366 a month on that house, $43.94.04. So let's just do some facetious numbers here real quick. So you bought that house for $30,000. I'm not going to do a loan at this point. We're going to put $10,000 into rehab on it. So $1,000 in closing costs. You got $41,000 in that. Let's see, the assessed land value on that one is $4,500. So it's about 10% return. So you bought it at 10, you bought it at 30, put 10,000 into it, 1,000 in closing costs. It's about 10%, 10.72% return. Now, if you could get this financed Let's say it assesses at 65,000, or not assesses, appraises, right? And let's say a bank will loan us, will loan us 75% of that, right? Well, let's say it's a 20-year note at 5% interest. Let's do that. Did I do something wrong? Yep, 650,000. All right, so that drops our but we're not doing cap rate is based off of what you've got in the house, whereas we're going to get a loan for $48,750 on this house if it appraises at $65,000. $48,750. So we're actually going to get cash heavy on this. Well, let's change the numbers to where we're closer to what we are. Well, I'll just do it the way it was. Hold on. We'll just go through this. We'll just do a number exercise on this. $65,000 is what it appraises at, right? So the bank, we're going to do a cash out refi on this house, right? So we'll do 20-year note, 5% interest. So our net operating income is $366.17. Mortgage payment on that house would be $321.73. That makes sense? So we're cash flow is $44 a month on that house. So now that makes our cash on cash return 3.28%. Right. So now that's getting us $9,000 back out of our loan. Now I don't think that'll happen. So let's play some Mickey Mouse games and let's just get our money back. So we'll break even on this and let's see what our numbers look like. So that gets us close right there. This is the number we're going to be, basically we're going to get loan-wise out of the house. So that basically breaks us even on this house, right? Let's say the 20 and 5 year, 5%, 20 years of 5% interest. So cap rate is an 8.37, which is still respectable, but our cash on cash return goes up to almost a 10% return. And we got no money into it, so it's actually an infinite return. So if you put in this stuff, let's say we're 25% tax rate. That means that you actually cash flow about $100 a month. Does that make sense? So you got a loan for $39,375, 20 years, 5% interest. I mean, if you got 30 years on this turkey, you're at $211. You got $150 a month. So is that pretty respectable? I mean, that drops you up to a 14% cash on cash return, still about an 8.37% return. It's an infinite return because you don't have any money in this house. But let's go back to what we originally thought. 30,000, 10,000, 1,000, 41,000. What am I missing here? 30,000, 10,000, 1,000. It's 10.72% return. Is that what we said earlier? I thought it was higher than that. That's about right. 10.7%. That's respectable, man. That's a good deal. So that's not bad at all. All right. Okay, you kids done with me? It's been almost an hour. All right, Frank, buddy. It's been an hour. I think I'm done with you guys. If you guys have questions, click the like, click the bell, click the subscribe button. If you want to see something special, let me know. I think you just got your trauma for the day. But hopefully we brought you back from jumping off a bridge, because it's just money. And it's not as bad as what it looks like, especially when you have to deal with somebody who's, if it was a hoarder situation, you got somebody who's panicking that you're taking their stuff. So we're just going to go through, clean it all out super quick, and then go from there. So anyway, so if you guys have questions, click the like, click the subscribe, hit me up in the comments. I'll be happy to answer anything you got. It's just money, Frank. Just money. All right, brothers. Have a good one. Thank you.